Well, howdy, folks. Welcome back, or maybe just welcome to anyone new to this stream. I'm Jojo Byte, and I stream to YouTube, Twitch, and Rumble. So you can find me on those platforms. Oof, started getting audio from another tab. Sorry about that. Distracted me. All right, so this stream today is a new one. I've been working a lot on CrowdNode. There is some stuff that needs to be finished up, but most of the work I've been doing is for the Dash Incubator, which I guess that includes CrowdNode and a few of the other things I've been doing. But this one is for a new wallet that we've been planning to build, and it's been a lot of the kind of server-side stuff has been done by CoolAJ86. These designs that are on my screen here are done by a guy named Nick, and I'm forgetting his last name. My apologies. And I will be building this design out. So that's what I'll be working on today. So this is the kind of first step, I suppose-ish. I did, I think, 2 streams previously. That's why this stream is the third, even though it's called the beginning. Because I did some planning for this, and this is more or less what resulted in my planning. Is I broke things down into all the things we would like to eventually get into the wallet, but in 2 different stages. So it would be awesome if I could get this first stage done this stream or today. I don't know if it's realistic, but it would be awesome. So I will be trying to aim for stage 1. And the way I've organized this is stage 1 is to get to an MVP, minimum viable product status. And so this should be fully functional, just not a lot of features. And it should be more simple to achieve as well, because it doesn't have as many features. It should have the bare minimum we need to get this working. So that's the goal for today, is to get stage 1 complete. If we could actually start getting into stage 2, that would also be awesome. I wouldn't hate that, but it might be a little greedy to try to go for both. So let's just say if we get stage 1 done, we'll be in good shape. So I made this roadmap so that it would hopefully clarify things for the designer Nick building this stuff or designing this stuff, and he was able to narrow it down. So what we've got here on the left side of my screen is the Figma for the design, and so it's just kind of a welcome screen. I've also done some similar stuff to this for the CrowdNode UI. And so let's see, we've got welcome to the new Dash wallet, the easiest way to send, receive, and save your Dash. New Dash wallet. This option will give you a brand new wallet and a 12-word recovery phrase. And then the other option is if you already have a recovery phrase or a private key, you would do this one. So that's what it shows if we would show something similar to this. These are all things I need to build. So we're just going to walk through this first. So we've got a recovery phrase and the username. This is your username. This isn't someone else's username. So we might want to clarify that or add, like, the paste your 12 step, something for that, like, so it's clear that it's your username. So we could add the wallet, or we could generate a new one, in which case you would just enter the username. I think I would call this alias. I think I've discussed this with a couple of the other guys working on this project. but I would prefer to call this alias rather than username. Username implies to me that you're logging into a system, but this is a local reference. It's, you know, writing a sticky note and slapping it on a monitor type of thing. It doesn't exactly have any bearing for anyone else, other than we might have a way for people you try to connect with to use this. In any case, you would enter that username, click next. You would see something like this. So it would show you the initial wallet address and your recovery phrase, and it makes sure you know to copy those things. I don't think you really need to copy this wallet address in this stage, but you definitely need to back up this recovery phrase. So you would click done, and it would go on to the next screen here. And we can also, I think, go back. So we wanted to do add existing. It would also, well, I guess that one doesn't go forward, but it's simple enough. It would do the same thing. And you would land here. This would be our very simplified stage 1 version of this wallet. So we would have the balance of your wallet. You know, if you're generating a brand new wallet, this would be 0. And we also would let you select your fiat, or yeah, the fiat currency you want to compare it to. So this is obviously just an example, but you know, I think in CrowdNode, I show what the current price of Dash is per single Dash. So you would know 1 Dash is equal to $30 or something like that. So this is essentially the added up version of that. Let's see. Oh, let's get some music on, shall we? Alrighty. So with you've got your balances there, balance in Dash versus balance in fiat. We've got send and request options. So send to and request. Okay, we've even got a QR code. So the send, and you would scan a QR code. That's actually going to be trickier. I haven't done that yet. I have a way to generate a QR code, but I haven't dealt with scanning, so I will need to figure that out, it looks like. And I did at least look into various library options a couple weeks ago, but I will need to probably look again. I think I was looking for one that had 0 dependencies. That tends to be a goal that I've been after, is not adding a ton of extra dependencies to this stuff. So we've got those send and request buttons at the top, and then we've got the contact list. So this would be an example of different contacts, and then here you could add a new contact. So you would contact dash link, paste a dash link, or scan a QR code, and contact name. Okay. So it also gives you that scan option there. So I think this should probably be contacts alias as well, because it would kind of work like that, where it says Johnny Doe. Is that right? I'm not sure we figured this out exactly. I've done some of some testing of the command line version of this with Kool-Aid J86, and his stuff, you can have aliases, and I think when you send the other person that information, you provide the alias you want to call them. But now it's been a little bit, maybe a couple weeks since I did that, so now I don't recall exactly how he was doing that.
Get this guy off me! I'm on it. Let's back up the squadron.
Looking through my chat here to see if I can find where I did that.
There's one more to go. I'll go it alone from here. Never give up. Trust your instincts.
Hmm.
All aircraft report. Good going, Fox. Okay, I'll admit it. You did good, Fox. Fox, we are in your debt. Roger, General.
Okay. I think, yeah, this is it. So, that's interesting. Okay. It looks like you do something akin to that. So dash wallet contact, and then you add the xpub. So essentially, where is that? This new contact would be a combination of that. So you would do dash wallet contact Alice xpub, and so the dash link would actually be the xpub, I think. instead of contact, I think you would have alias, although I don't see a reason we couldn't include a contact name, because as great as an alias is, anyone who's been using the internet is kind of used to using someone's username or alias like that, but it's sometimes easier to remember someone's handle that way than it is to remember their name. But you know, if you know someone in person, you might want to have their name there, so you know some random name like random 1234 is actually your friend Bob type of thing, not some random name. Not opposed to that, but that might mean tweaking this a little bit. And then as far as this scan goes, this would be for scanning someone's information like that. I think it would be good if in the QR code we were providing what you want to be called. So that might be the argument for not adding it here is or calling it a dash link, because if dash link was actually, let's see, let's actually view this file. So I can register a protocol handler like this. So I could say web dash and have a link to the URL, and well, for example, we could do this. So that would allow us to include web plus dash, or I don't know, dash plus contact, something like that. So you could do something like that. Let's just, since it's complaining, do JavaScript file. All right. So you could have a link like this. I don't know how clear this is. Maybe I'll increase the size there. So you could have something like that where you've got a link that includes the xpub as the main value there, and then any of these query parameters could be like the alias, and you could even potentially provide the name. So then with that, we would encode that into a QR code. So that would become your QR code. And if you scan that and have the web app installed on your phone, it would listen for this protocol. And if it heard that, it would then know to grab all this information and feed it into what we were just looking at, Where was that? Where did I go here? There it is. No, that's not it. What was I looking at? Ah, here it is. So it would know to feed it into this format. So it would know to grab the xpub. It would know that's the alias, and then you could do a similar thing to that for a payment as well. Actually, I'm gonna, instead of having that in an empty file, I mapped out the basic structure that's based on the current CrowdNode UI specs or the UI repository. So it's similar to that, but it's slightly different. So in this case, we could do one as a add a contact, and then we could do another as request payment, something like that. So you would still need that xpub for your contact. You could still have the alias and the name if you wanted, but you could also have the what is it? Coins? Is that what he's calling it here? You could do amount equals 1.234, whatever. So it would be very similar to just the contact one, but you would specify the amount as well. So then you could request payment like that. I mean, in reality, we don't need both of these. We could just have this where instead of having web dash contact, if you have web dash and it includes alias and name but does not have an amount, or just alias but does not have an amount, then you're adding a contact. If it includes amount, then you're sending a payment essentially. So you might want to add the contact as well. The flip side that I've discussed with AJ, and I'm still not sure how we'll accomplish this, or if it will even make it into this initial one, is how to make a mutual contact. So you might want to not just pay Bob the Builder once. Maybe Bob the Builder is making, doing improvements around your house type of thing. So you're going to be paying him several times, and it might be easier if you're connected or something. Or maybe it's family friend and you're not actually paying him for work around the house. You're just, your friends, you go to movies together, sometimes you're paying them back, whatever. So we might want a mutual contact, and it would be awesome if there was a way to automate that. But for now, I think we would have to do it where if Bob the Builder shows you a QR code, maybe they could add have a checkbox that's just like mutual, but if it's checked, then mutual is true, and you scan that QR code, it would then pop up your own QR code so he could scan it, and you can make this contact a mutual like bi-directional contact where you could send and receive money from each other easily, where it's basically adding someone as a friend, and you've got that contact where it's not just one way. In any case, it would be nice if just mutual true, we had a way to figure that out through the cryptocurrency, but that's way out of scope as far as I'm aware. So we're not aiming for that, but in any case, that kind of explains what this stuff is doing and what we'll need to do. And then, so we've shown new contact. This is showing what clicking a contact would do. So you could either request or you could send. And it looks like it's showing this same window regardless of the buttons you click here, but I'm guessing it would actually go to the specific one if you click those, versus if you just click the name, it's showing a delete option. So if you wanted to remove the contact, you could remove it like that. All right, I spent way more time just running through what this design is doing and what we need to account for. But most of this should be outlined in the roadmap here. So, whoa. We've got the initial project set up. That's what you're kind of looking at here. I've already done that. So it's essentially done, but I might commit all of this first before I check anything off. We've got the implementation of dash site and dash wallet modules to the point where we need to generate a new wallet, restore an existing wallet, and get the balance of the wallet. And so for the generate or restore, that would be this page. So those are the first two things we kind of need to do. And then once you get past that page, so let's pretend we did that, okay. We need to get the balance of it there. And so once we get onto this page, we need to add usage controls. This is what I was just discussing, the share pairing contact information. We need to add a contact, request funds, and send funds. And then we need to display a list of contacts, send, request, edit, remove. So it looks like here you can edit the name, but you couldn't change the alias, which as far as I'm aware, there's no reason you couldn't change both. Like I said, this alias, it's not maintained by a central system. So it's kind of just for you anyways. Like if you're only interacting with one John Doe, you could just be @J, and then when you want to send money quickly, you could do @J and send that money quickly. All right, so that would be stage one. So I think, let's get into it, shall we? Like I said, I've already based the initial project setup, so all of these files, might zoom back out a little bit here and resize this and open that back. I guess. All right. So this is the initial project setup. I've already filled out a lot of this stuff. We're starting at version 0. Once I get something working, I'll bump that up probably to just a 0.1. And once I'm confident it's relatively stable, or maybe when stage 1 is done, well, instead of bumping that to 1, we'll actually bump this one to 1. So we'll consider the, minor version to be the stage. And anything in between those minor versions will be patch versions. So, to anyone not familiar with semantic versioning, or SymVer, the first octet is major, the second octet is minor, and the third octet there is it octet? Maybe it's not an octet. I don't know. I guess I'm used to dealing with IPs, and I think those are called octets and IPs, but they might not be for SymVer. In any case, the last one here is a patch version, and you can also have a slightly subversion. So if you're working on something and nothing major has changed, but maybe you had to push an emergency bug fix, you could do like version 1 or something like that. And so that is semantic versioning in a nutshell. In any case, we've got some stuff set up there with most of the things we'll need. I might not actually need that, but I included it for now. Oh, let's do a new 23.2. Let's do the latest, 20.3.2. I think all these others I had already checked. I don't have a version. I haven't published this package to NPM yet, but I should get to that soon. What else? 1.1, 0.6, 1.6, 1.39, 1, 305, 171-5, this is what I was talking about. 3 and 132. Okay, so everything else should be up to date. I believe I've already run npm install, which we do have node modules, so that's true. And then we've got some just dev helper utility scripts there. Let's see, what else? I've done some initial copying over this is from CrowdNode, but I think I might drop a lot of this stuff because I have another project that I rearranged a lot of this stuff to make it easier to process. So I might end up deleting that before I commit anything. Like, for example, theme is split out into its own file, because this is a lot of stuff that just, you've got to scroll down an extra like 200 lines just to get to what you're probably actually looking for. And all it's defining is these variables based on your light or dark setting. So the other files would follow suit to that, where I think in my other project, where is that? So I broke things down into, let's see, theme, table, code, motion, progress, dialog, form, nav, and then the main index file is now really close to 100 lines. And so now things are grouped up better, like dialog is all the dialog code and it's cleaned up. So I might end up copying some of the code I did for that other project over to this one just to speed things up. We've got just very bare bones 404 error. That has all those comments, which I'm not going to leave. I'll delete those for now. And index HTML. This is based on CrowdNode. I believe I replaced all the CrowdNode references, so right now it's just called Incubator Wallet. I have a service worker set up that is working for CrowdNode, but it actually makes developing quite hard. So I'm going to leave that comment out for now. There's the QR library for displaying QRs, but it doesn't handle scanning QR codes. And this is some theme stuff to invert the theme, so light and dark mode. And then just some simple references there. This setup might change a little bit. I'm not sure yet if I want to. It probably will change. So I will likely not have any of this HTML in here. I might leave the nav in there though. Okay. Manifest. This allows you to install it on a mobile device or even on your desktop if the browser supports it. So I think if I can show, let's see. So if I open up the CrowdNode one here, this is the other project I was talking about. And of course, it's not showing it. Of course. In any case, wonder why it's not showing. It should show something up there where you can install it. Maybe it's because I'm in a private window. I don't know. Let me see. Yep, it's because of a private window. Let's see here. Well, that's another new private window. That's not what I wanted to do. All right, so if we copy this, so there you go. It's actually showing the wallet that exists, but we've got this install CrowdNode.js UI. So that would allow me to install it and use it more like a traditional application, both on the computer, on a desktop or laptop, or on your phone. So let's go ahead and close out of that. So that's what this manifest file does. This path to regex is based on some other code that is used by Express. And it just allows routing to be done. So I kind of changed up how I was doing routing or routing, I don't know, however you want to pronounce that. And let's see, we've got our JS config that just helps with typing. Gonna close that. Types, most of these come from these come from CrowdNode UI. And they might be useful here. I might end up changing them. I'm not sure, or I'm not absolutely positive I'll use those. We've got to get ignore. Imports, this also comes from CrowdNode UI. But it allows us to use modules that were not developed for ESM, but still work in the browser. So this is a tricky way to get TypeScript support or type hinting support while we're working on it. And then Prettier just helps format the code if we so desire. All right, so let's close those. Manifest. I don't want both of those for now. But maybe instead of send, we will assume it's contact. Something like that. It's pretty clean to start, although this is not. Sorry, theme is clean. This is not. So I think I want to drop a whole lot of this stuff. And then I'll probably copy over what I did in the other project here. See if I can find everything. That's a little bit cleaner there. Let's see, what else do I want to copy over? Yeah, I think I will copy nav over. You might want the progress bar, so I'll copy that over. A lot of these are cleaned up versions of what is in CrowdNode and just separated out better. So we got 2. So it looks like I'm copying almost everything from this other project so far. There's probably some more cleanup I need to do, but this at least gets us started in a better, more organized fashion. Okay, I'm gonna copy. Code we probably won't use. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. Okay, so that gives us all those, and then we need to come into the main file and get all of these imported. So we're gonna come to index and paste those like so. Okay, let's refresh and see what happened. Well, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, let's come here. Ooh, that's weird. Oh, I think I know what's happening. I made one little change here. Maybe it's not little, but we come to body. See, aha, that's even better. Okay, still need some tweaking, but let's see what it's looking like. So nav and main, oh, don't look right. Ah, I think I know why. Let's see if that does it. No, still no. Are we loading all the files? Yeah, it looks like they're loading. Okay, that's good. Ah, that's right. This is where I copied the path to regex, but not the router thing that I had been working on that uses it. Let's see. So main has header, section, header, article, blah, blah, blah. So as far as I'm aware, this main should not be appearing down there. Should be appearing right next to the nav. Oh! And I know why already. Missing some variables. See if this improves anything. Theme. Aha. There we go. So I've got this settings in there. I might not need it for now, but it does look like I may need to make a tweak here. So I've got this set up now, assuming that there might be icons in the center, but I don't know if that's how the design here will end up. Right now it's just got left and right, so I'm going to tweak this so that these appear on opposite sides, and I think, let's see. Interesting. So I think we want, instead of justify, center space between, something like that. Okay, so nav is in here, nav top, nav. Could be at that. Okay, and then we might want, thinking maybe some padding. Hint 0. That. I didn't. Oh, derp. We do want it down here. Okay, so that gives us a little spacing from the sides. Oh, that's funny. That's what's doing it. I guess maybe we don't need spacing from the sides if one of them isn't getting the padding messed with. So let's remove that. I guess that's okay. Now they're equal distance and all right. And let's go back into here. We're gonna delete all of this, actually. Maybe I'll comment it out for now. But I could also add a style first so that, let's see, in index, say main footer text align center. We might also be able to, I wonder, let's try it here first. So we might be able to say justify self. No, that's not doing it. Would it be under a line? Nope. Need to learn the rules of align content items and self better. I was hoping that we could get it aligning to the bottom of the screen just of its own volition, but looks like that's not happening. Place. No, oh well, it's not a big deal for now. Okay, and before I forget, let's see if the light and dark settings are already working. Not that, this one. Okay. So we do have light dark built in, it's just not, you just can't toggle it right now, which is okay. So that means our, let's see, background color. Where's it applied? I usually apply it on the body. Interesting. Am I not applying? Oh, that's right. So I think I found out that setting color scheme to dark defaults to a dark background color. And so even though I'm not setting the background color anywhere else, it is defaulting to 1. So yeah, so that color scheme dark. But the reality is we want a specific color. So we're gonna want probably this one. Let me see if I can grab that exact color. Oh wait, are these different colors? No, those look the same. Let's see if we can just say background. Okay, that didn't work. I've got, instead of in a private window, I've got it logged in here. So let's see if we can find the color in here. Brand blue. It's funny, it shows background for that one, dark 900. But it doesn't show it for this. It's a little bit annoying. I logged in just so I could try this new dev mode thing, but it's not nearly as helpful as I thought it would be. I'm gonna guess it's this dark 600. So let's go ahead and try that in our thing and just see if it matches well. Go to theme. Oh, the other thing I'm forgetting is I had a slightly modified theme version. Let's see. Okay, so BGC gets set here for light mode, and so -D. I don't like how this stuff is organized now that I'm looking at it. And these comments are not helpful because, yeah, maybe if I updated them better, but I'll do that another time. Oh, that's right. I have a couple others that would be good to add here. Okay, so back to D for dark. So we want, where'd that window go? Let's try this for dark. That don't look like the same color to me. That's odd. Guess let's try dark 900 and see if that matches better. Nope. So what's going on here? There it is, dark 800. That's what I was expecting. That was harder to find than I was hoping. All right, so that gives us this color, which seems to be the main background color. And then the darker one is, I think, the one I just deleted or overwrote. So let's copy that one. I guess, let's see. So in reality, we probably want this one to be C. And this one to be, you know what? Now that I'm doing it that way, I could have it match this better by doing so dark 800. Is there a way I can get all the colors? That would be super great. Export to PNG. I had watched a video on this that Ryan had linked me to. And there was a way to view it in code. Maybe that's it? Oh. But what oh. Are you kidding me? That's super duper annoying. That's dumb. I'm sorry, I called dumb. So what I was hoping for here is this to code thing would output the freaking colors so that I could then, just like I'm doing, have all the colors here. But instead, no. Apparently not. Is there another one that does something better? Yeah, kind of like this, but you know, like it actually worked. That would be great. That would be super fun. I'm gonna take that one as a no. It's a letdown. Form your Figma variables to CSS custom properties and JavaScript. Turn on dev mode. Go to plugins. Guess not. Oh well. Yeah, I mean, I'm basically wanting that. I know very little about Figma. I haven't used it much, so I am wondering if there's some other way to do that, and that's why they don't make it easy here. It's not what I want. Main component. Guess not. Oh, that's weird. I don't want that. I don't want that either. Well, that's disappointing. It would have been really awesome if that other thing worked, but I mean, maybe I could refresh the page and see. Let's try that before I give up completely. Because that would have been sweet if it just did that, but let's refresh. Moment of truth. We're in dev mode still, plugin, Figma, run. Nope. I'm assuming copy to clipboard will just copy the. Yep. All right. Oh well. Is what it is. Looks like it's going to be the hard way. All right. So we've got. Gonna move this slightly cattywampus or something like that. Let's see. All right, we got that there. I'm gonna just come into theme at the top, and I'm gonna start and do. See, dark 800 is equal to, I believe it's this one. So 800, 900, 600, 200, 100. 100, 200, 600, 800, 900. Okay. So let's say 1, 2, 6, 3, sir. 3. Okay. So then we can copy that. Whoopsie. I think this one was 7. No, that's 600. Okay. So now we've got several of the main colors. We might want to grab the brand blue too. So let's see if we select it. Doesn't really give us the hint. There, okay, that's what it's called. So, brand blue, that, and... I think the white is just white, but, yeah. We've got a few other variations here. Like that is dark 200. Okay. Oh wait, we have dark 200. Okay, that's cool. What about that one? Dark 100, dark 200. Okay, so we're getting all the colors as far as I can tell. Dark 100, 200. Oh. Maybe that's 600 still. Okay. Dark 600 and that's dark 200. Okay. I think we got all the colors from this one. Let's go to the next page. Oh, wait, we have some dialogues. So in color. Dark 900. 500, that's a new one. Okay, so 500 and this was the placeholder one, I think. 400 as well. Okay. Oh wait, that's not dark. That's grayscale. Interesting. So let's do that there and there. Is there a border around this too? There it is. 600, we got that, and 900. $800 we've got. Brand, I think. Yeah. White. One, two, five. Three. Okay, how about here? I think we got all those colors. Little warning circle there. One, two, five, six, eight, nine, white, grayscale. Got all those ones as well. All right. So now onto this one. I think we'll probably have all the colors at this point. I don't think any of these are looking particularly different. Is dark 400 new? It is. So dark 400. I think we've got all the colors. It's mainly what I was looking for. I will at some point need to check the border radius stuff, but that'll be as I build the components out, I think. Unless it's consistent, I suppose I could check that. So 60. Or 0.375 rim, or 3.75 rim, not 0.375. All right. So 3.75 rim, that will be the same. 625 rim. 625. $375. I'm not sure if that actually matters at a certain point, because those are looking very close to me. Like with border radius, the way it works in browser is once you're past a certain border radius, upping it won't do anything beyond the maximum. So, but I forget what that is actually off the top of my head. That's a different border radius. So 1.5. $2.5. That can't be right. So dark 800, 11. And that's, no, the border. Okay, the border is dark 800. Okay, so that is right. But what is this element? What's the background color? Come on. $900. Okay. All right. I think we've got all the colors. We'll probably need to pull a little bit more later, but this whole dev mode was not nearly as helpful as I thought it would be. I wanted more. Okay, so now, let's see. Save those. Brush. I might have that dash logo already. It's not. So I suppose that might be a good thing to do too. While I've got this around, maybe grab some of the assets. So let's see if we can download this. SVG, sure. I'm gonna drop them into a Figma thing for now. I'm not gonna grab the avatar since we're trying to build a real thing and not. Let's see, any other assets worth grabbing? Maybe these icons? I mean, I probably don't need both. I could probably just rotate the one, but you know, whatever. New contact looks like one. Oh wait, I wonder, am I doing this the hard way just like the other stuff? Yes, I am.
Can flip and fly like a torpedo. So for now, just relax and enjoy the show. I'ma swing it in, this whole world has to go.
No, go back. Come back, Ali. Come back, Ali, sister. I just wanted to know what that was. Go to main component. Oh, so when I clicked it, it went to the main component. How weird. Okay, so... Oh, that's right. On hover... How do I... Yes, I want to trigger the hover state. Do it. Well, I guess it's that same icon, so I'm probably fine. Then let's zoom out and go to... See if there's any icons in any of the... I probably need that icon. But now I wonder... Hey, it kind of was easier just narrowing it down to this QR button. And that thingy. So download user. Download QR code. This X maybe. No, that's not what I meant to do. Go back. Ugh. I think I got both of those. The other one, or ones I was thinking of, were... that one. And... this I thing, I think. And maybe the copy. Download that. And this. Alright, I'm pretty sure I got all the assets I needed. I guess maybe not. Maybe I need that one too. Download that. I guess I'll download the +2 just in case. Right now, I think I got all of them. suppose I could download this one too. I don't know if I need it, but why the heck not? Okay, so I think that gives me most of what I need from here to get started. Now, let's see. All right, so we got the colors, we got some SVG assets that should be here now. I guess they're all icons, so maybe I should drop them inside the icons folder. I think I'll do that. And then drop the Figma. Delete that. These aren't actually bad, SVG wise. They don't have a bunch of extra cruft in them. Not as good as that one, for example, but still decent. Like, I'm not really sure it needs the double grouping. I'm gonna be naughty and delete it. We're gonna find out, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know why it has this double group thing going on. Yeah, I'm not doing that for all of them. Oh well. It will either matter or it won't. And I guess I'll undo it and then commit it like this, and then I might delete it sometime later, but in any case. Let's see. See if we want to commit everything here. CSS, we're not using that yet, so I'm gonna leave that out. I don't think we're using this yet either, so I might leave those out. Yes, technically we're not really using types, but I will leave that in as I will be improving upon it. License, JS config, imports. Okay, I'm including all this other stuff, and we're gonna say initial commit. Okay, and commit. All right, and we're gonna push. Master branch has no remote. Would you like to publish to this branch? Okay, sure. See what happened. Refresh. There we go. Okay, so now we could come back here and I guess I could check that here maybe? No, can't check there. Apparently not. I can do an X. No, that's checked. Okay. I'm thinking we don't need all of these open. We probably will need themes still open. I'm probably not gonna touch package.json right away. 404 we're not touching right away. That pairs us down pretty well. I might go ahead though and add that and commit staged amend. Sure. And then we're gonna, let's see. I'll have to do this with command line. Alright, well, now it's checked in the initial. Alrighty, let's see. So, that gets back here. We need to implement dash site dash wallet, and we need to do these things with it. But instead of just going willy-nilly and implementing those, I think we will do it with the design. So we'll start with an onboarding page. So let's see. How should we do the onboarding? We could do it where all of this gets not rendered at all, but I kind of like having this be the default. So I think I might prefer having the onboarding be a dialog that pops over everything else. Which I had done quite a few dialogues. Actually, I suppose I just showed one earlier in CrowdNode UI. So this is a dialogue here. But as far as I'm aware, there's no reason I couldn't take a dialogue like this and instead of doing it like so, there you go. So it covers the whole thing. So I'm not against that. So I could do the dialogue just as a full screen thing so that this is a dialogue hovering over and you can't get past it without selecting one of these options. The downside to that though is that might also be a dialogue. I'm not sure. I think it is possible to actually do that. So I think you can launch a dialogue from a dialogue because I do some stuff like that. But the way I've been using them thus far has been they kind of cover the other one, or it looks like it replaces it, maybe? I'm not sure if they're both open at the same time. So that might be a little bit tricky, but it might also not be. It might not be a big deal. I might be overthinking it. So decisions. Let's see, in here, So dialogue gets added to the body. It probably gets inserted right after main, though, technically. Um, hmm. All right, so what I'm trying to think through here is, if I am not doing this in a dialogue, then it might be worthwhile to hide this navigation or have it hidden by default. And then as the page loads, we will need to do something like, I mean, this isn't a function yet, but like detect dash keys in local storage. So we'll have to have something run early on. Not sure. So we'll have something run like that that goes into local storage. And I suppose I could just, let's see, function. I don't know. This is a dumb function, but in any case, we could delete that then. So you would detect it, you would try to see if that exists. If it does, you set the phrase to it and you return the phrase, blah. In any case, then with that being detected, it would override this showing. But then you might have instances where something's slow, and you might be showing this to users even though they have already got a phrase existing. Which is why I kind of prefer to load into this page, and all of this would get rendered as the page is loading, and if it's not, if there is no phrase, then it would hopefully just pop this up quick enough that it's like it's clear. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking through. I am leaning towards making this a dialogue, because then with this, in the main function, after that returns the phrase. If it is false, or I mean it could be an empty string, whatever we want it to be, we could then launch the modal. So you could do let phrase equals that if no phrase, then we would okay, so you could do it like that. So if there's no phrase, then you show the dialogue, so it would pop up this, and if you're triggering this as soon as possible, it should be very near instantaneous, as long as you're not loading too much or awaiting things before it. So then you'd get this showing pretty dang quick, and it might even look instant from the user perspective. But if the phrase did exist, you wouldn't have this weird flash of this showing up and then switching to this screen it would start probably loading this header. Maybe it wouldn't have the user yet, but it would have most of the page here just without everything in between. And yeah, okay. Yeah, so let's do it like that, I think. My apologies, getting some messages. All right. So, let's see. Mm. So I think in my newer project that is a bit newer than CrowdNode UI. I rearranged how I was doing the dialogue stuff, and it made it so that the dialogue component is more flexible, I think. And so now I just kind of want to check this. So you've got that one. Send request. We've got what? 1, 2, 3, 4. One, two, three. Four. 5. So you've got at least 5 there. But it would probably be easier to see if I How do I get to that other node? Oh, this mode. Derp. Okay. So 1, 2, 3 right there. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So roughly 8. However, I think some of these will overlap with the contact stuff. Or mostly overlap. Either way, they're all relatively similar size and shape. The main difference between these 4 are the buttons, and this one has no buttons. It probably would still be good to have a close button on this one. So I might assume there's still going to be like a close like these other ones have here. So that one has a close, but this one does not. So I'm going to actually put one into that dialogue, I think. And then, yeah, so there's not that many of these. And they are all very, very similar. So I think I can have one dialogue component that handles all of these scenarios and essentially just has a place for a title. And if you define multiple buttons, it will show multiple. Otherwise, it will just show one. And it will have a cancel one. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that the crowd node code does not have this, because I came up with it after my experience in crowd node doing things how I did. So this is kind of an improvement on a similar design. Let's see. Alright, so first I'm going to copy this, which is a helper, to the helpers directory there. So this literally, it's for template literals. That's funny. As name args, but there is no parameter with that name. That's funny. It's weird that it's complaining about that in this code base, but not in the other code base I'm copying it from. So maybe I've got a JSON config that is different or something. JS config, I mean. Oh, actually, I have JS config commented out. Maybe that's why. I know there's a way to do this, but I'm not going to spend too much time on it because most of it is so that... Actually, that is kind of funny. Why am I doing this? I've got a dialogue and a modal. And I'm using the modal one. I guess I'll find out. Let's see. So, components. Okay, I can remove that for now. Okay. So that gives me something like this. But I do think I'm going to rename this one to dialogue. Okay, so that gives us setup dialogue. Should be there now. Stop complaining. Sure you can. It's right there. All right, whiner. Oh, come on. So dumb. Okay, so setup dialog gives us that. And then I think we can do something like... Let's onboarding dialogue equal wait setup dialogue. And this would be something like document dot query selector and main app, and then this would be Okay, so there's a few other parameters we need. But this would then be used somewhere like down here. And if we wanted a CSS transition, we would add it in something like this. So we do a set timeout. And onboarding dialog dot show modal so we could do that if we wanted animation, but we don't really, at least for this one. We might want it on the other ones, but for this one, I think we just want it to show as soon as we know we want it to show. So then we could actually get rid of that. And the other things that I am missing from this, which this one is actually more geared towards forms. So it has some form stuff built in. So like this submit text is already set up so that there's a footer and there's a header. So the name would get added to the header, which in these ones would be like any of these. So sender request would be the name or add a new contact. We don't have a scenario for this with the delete, so I might need to account for that. But regardless, this dialogue would work great for these, but not necessarily great for the onboarding. So it wouldn't necessarily work great for this one. Oh yeah, that's right. So the reason I had this lit helper right here is in the components, I add this HTML thing, and in reality, it just gets us to have syntax highlighting for that. So without it, it looks like this, which is not the worst, but that's a little easier to read through. So that's all it does. That one little function right there. I guess I had a different version of it that we don't need, but that little function just tricks it into giving us syntax highlighting. So obviously this looks very different from any of these. So I think it might be worthwhile to have a dialogue that doesn't have all this extra stuff built in. Which, I mean, technically it's not that hard. We just have to create a dialogue like that. So the other thing about dialogues is they have special handling for forms. So this form gets made with the method dialog, and then if you have a submit button like this, so if you have type submit or type reset, those trigger the dialog in a special way when the form's method is dialog, which is why it's set up that way. I'm not sure if, for instance, we could have different forms in here. Maybe. Let's check here. Let's refresh that and see how I did this. Ah, looks like you do have different forms. So one dialog can have multiple forms, but each one, interesting. Okay, so for this generate one, I included the cancel button in that one, but it also has that submit. This other one just has the add wallet, which acts as a submit. So both of them end up closing the modal or dialogue, whatever. So I can have multiple forms, and as long as they have the form method set to dialogue, I think they should work correctly. Which means I can do this very similar setup for the design here, where is it? So the new one could be a form, and this add existing one could be a form. But right now, I might not want them to be forms. I might want them to be kind of separate because they're meant